the changes that we have made were the raises. Everybody got a $2,400 a year raise, and then there was one that was below, still below $15 an hour, so that one
Got bumped up.
got bumped up some more, yeah. Now, the district clerk, we talked about this, but she needs some computers, and so we need to add, you said 2,000, is that what you said?
I thought it said 25.
25, okay, yeah, 2,500, so I need to add that to the budget that we have.
I thought we added that last time.
We talked about it.
Oh, we didn't do it yet.
We talked about it,
Okay.
yeah. So I've already added, I just want to be sure, we've added all the raises. We're gonna add that 2,500. Now, she also has money in Fund 95 that she has been paying out some part-time. Right now, she has available for next year about 8,000. And how much are you requesting? Because 8,000, you had told me 23,000 is what you would like to have, is that right?
Yes, ma'am, somewhere between 22 and 23, because each case, you know, we get archive fee, and that has gone down. We don't get as much as we have been getting.
Well, and the fees that go into there though, you know,
I think we got like 3,000 last year.
well, that is a different fund, because I kept thinking you had another fund, and that one fund does have, it just brings in very little money, but you would have $3,000 in that fund.
Yes, ma'am.
But this is a different fund, this is Fund 95, and as I understand it, that's a preservation fund. So
I
that
call it
person,
archive preservation.
that person that is, that part-time person, they do work in preservation, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay, but all that there would be, when I say 8,000, that's 8,000, so it would be about 6,000 part-time plus expenses, because you have to have the expenses also, you know, the payroll taxes, retirement, even though it's part-time. So if you wanted 23, then that'd be about $28,000, just roughly. Anyway, that's where we are.
You're saying you need 23, but she's got 6.
She's got 8. But when
You're
she
very
says
much
23, also, that's 23 she wants payroll. And you need about 25% more, at least, for all the packages and expenses and everything. So it runs up to a lot more than what, even though she had 8,000 in there, she can only put about 6,000 in salary, because she has to pay the expenses out of that also.
But with that 6, she needs 17.
Plus expenses. So it's 17, and then for that would be about 4, so she still need about 20. Could you work with maybe 20 hours a week?
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That would help a little bit to decrease the expense. Could we work with 20 hours and say the 15 hours, you're paying 15 hours? $15 an hour?
Yes, ma'am.
And then figure what the expenses are and just put that much money in it?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
she can have
That'd be
20
fine.
hours rather than 29? Would that work?
Sure. 52 weeks.
That's 15.6. That's 15.6.
I have a question about part-time. Did we not say sometime back that all part-time help could get, it could go up to $15? We still have some part-time help that doesn't make 15.
Can go up to. So.
But how many?
You may, I don't know. We'd have to ask them to look at it, because I don't really know what you're
I'm just
paying each
saying,
of
I'm
them.
just saying.
All right, for example, you may have somebody that just does copies and you don't you don't want to pay them that much, you don't think you should pay them that much, they can pay $12. And say they progressed and want to raise them to $15. You know, it's up to the employee.
The thing I'm thinking about is people down in senior services that cooks. I'd a whole lot rather file than I had cook. And those people down there make about $10 an hour. I looked at their deal. So I mean, I don't know what we can do.
We're gonna talk about that in a minute.
Huh?
That's a request that she's made, yeah.
She did make a
It's
request.
a request for the increase. All right, so we're gonna do the 20 hours a week at $15 an hour, and we'll figure what the expenses are, and then we'll add that in. Is that correct? Everybody's good with that?
And on that part-time, she does more than file. She goes down to my storeroom and gets my files, in order, puts them on the shelves, our retired files. But she also helps the other ladies, they're
Well,
behind her.
really, if it's preservation money, she needs to be working as much as.
Well, that's what she does most of the time, but if she's caught
Most
up
of the
down
time.
there, then she does more.
Okay, good. Okay, we can fix that. Renee has requested some money for salary. That's to increase the salaries of the employees in her office. But we'll talk about that next week when she's here. We talked about Larry. Larry's salary is $46,000 with the 2,400 increase. The other deputies make $52,400. Do we want to adjust that
It's just, it's adjusted.
to the $52,400?
I think so. I think we made a good point in here last week, Clyde did, when he said that Larry probably comes in contact with more people on a day-to-day basis than any other officer in the county.
Well, he works under the sheriff. Sheriff, is that good with you?
I think the more the better. I think that's for everybody.
All right, we'll
Well, it
change-
is in a car.
But it's the starting salary that we need to,
I know that.
because if he ever leaves, we gotta be able to refill it.
All right, we need to talk about 900, which is senior services. She's requesting an increase also.
Up to 15, they should pay up to 15.
We could.
I'm just saying, she can pay up to 15. How many employees you know how many they got?
We'll go get that.
How many hours they work today?
49 a week.
Again, that's like
And they get there probably, I don't know, get there
five
about,
and a half a day.
they get there probably about, I'm guessing 7 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know, I don't think they were there.
They cook lunch and then they get up, they take all those other meals out, Meals on Wheels for TIG and work.
5 days a week, and then they're doing about.
But the cook should don't deliver.
No, I'm just sitting there, they gotta cook, Then they gotta serve.
They do 5.5, just shy of 6.
Then they serve as lunch. We've been up there, pretty good lunch.
Yeah, you gotta clean up to get through.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's usually about 3 o'clock. Probably 7
Well, 29 hours a week, the ladies part-time,
Yeah.
so 5 days, that'd be less than 6 a day.
Yeah.
Unless some work, 4 days, I don't know.
Well, 12 to 15 is usually up to a department head.
Really?
I'm an elected official, but that,
If they don't have any
It's
money,
not related.
if they don't have any money in their budget, they can't do it. If they don't have money on salary line,
Still down.
County service.
You know, we're down like that.
I know. I'm sure you're sure.
What time she has,
She has $65,000.
For part-time.
for part-time,
And she's, she has 5 employees, they make $12 an hour. She would like to have 15, but she certainly would like to have at least $13.50.
$15.
She has 5 employees.
Well, they get their full 29 hours a week each
I
one.
don't know. Do they get 29 a week?
Goldie is the only one that she just does 10.
I'm sorry, what?
5 a week for Goldie Hill. She's the only one that,
She's the lady that runs the meals at Shiloh Church. The rest of the other 4 getting 29.
She said at $13.50, that would be $78,624.
Instead of 65?
Instead of 65, she said if we set it at $13.50, it would be $78,624.
She said 4 of them's getting 29, and 1 of them is getting 10 per week. So it's a total of 118.
You hear that? She said if it was at $13.50, it would be $78.24. So another $1.50. Well, that is $1.50. From 12 to 13.50, if it went to 78. And if it went to 15, that would be another.
Little over $18,000.
13,000.
Little over $18,000. Not counting the one that has 10, that doesn't factor her in, that's whole. And she does how many hours? 10 hours a week
5 hours a week, so total of 10.
per pay period. That's 18.8, so.
Something like that.
I had 92,000.
Yeah.
91 something, so 624.
That's what our new total would be. On part-time.
How many thousand, how much was it?
92.
Plus about a quarter of that.
Just factoring in the
Payroll expenses.
Would be that much?
All together, you're about 30,000.
Did I figure it wrong? It added about $18,000 18.8 to what she had. At $3 an hour times, that'd be $12 an hour times 29 times 52.
What I did was took the 78 that she said would be for $1.50 and just added that, the difference twice, and she figured that, so I'm just.
I did it at 118 hours per week, being the 4 at 29 and 1 at 10.
Yeah.
We got 17, 70, 52 weeks, and come up with 92,040. Judge had 91,624, the way she did it, so.
I just kind of rounded mine off though, so. And then with the 26, you need about 6,000 more for payroll taxes and things.
Yeah.
Can we keep running tally and keep going through this, and then
Well, we already have more expenditures than we have revenues. So we know that. About $200,000 more is in our back.
that's gonna come out of surplus unless what money's not spent at the end of the year.
We're still gonna have surplus because.
But it has to, I understand that it
It
has to go
rolls.
through the channel.
Yeah, it goes through the channels, but yes. Mhm.
And like, is it, the difference would be the old surplus versus the
Mhm.
2024 surplus.
Which, we don't know how much that'll be, because everybody spends more in September than any time. I don't think they're buying things they don't need, because otherwise they'd be buying it through the next few months, but just have that to start your year, and then try to be conservative in case something terrible happens during the year. So, is it gonna be $1.50, are we gonna raise it to $13.50, or, and then the next time increase it maybe to 15, or are we going to 15? She had said she definitely needed a raise to $13.50, but I know she would be glad if she got 15.
I guess she's been able to keep her, and she kept the same help for this. Well, that's good.
For a while, yeah. Yeah. Of course, it's a different subject, but, you know, the food costs have gone up so much.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we already spend, I don't have that right in front of me, but we spend a lot of money on that program, you know, we do. I'm not saying we shouldn't, I don't mean that, but I'm just saying that's a fact.
It's a good program, it's just
Yeah,
surprising me that not more people
we need,
taking advantage of
we
it.
need volunteers is what we need too. We used to have a lot of volunteers that would deliver Meals on Wheels, but we don't have many volunteers anymore.
We're losing that generation.
That age
We've lost
group-
that generation.
We have, that's exactly right, yeah.
Yeah, Kathy's grandma's, before she was out there, she didn't need to be doing it, she was in her eighties.
Yeah.
Hauling the
Oh,
meals
yeah,
around.
oh, yeah. Yeah. They were dedicated.
Mhm.
They were. It would be good if we could make a decision today, because otherwise,
Let's
we'll
do
be
the dollar-
changing
Let's
it
do
again.
$1.50.
Otherwise, we'll be
You
changing it
ain't for
next time.
$13.50, let's do $13.50.
Let's do 13, let's do it.
And look at it, raising it
And then
again
let's-
next year.
switch the types, let's do that. I'll make it, we need whatever, that's what I think.
I'll put that in, she'll be happy. See, we have our ambulance person here.
Brought my budget, nothing's changed much from over last year. We haven't increased our ask, it's the same ask that we've got last year. Operate that, our call volume's pretty leveled out, about the same over the last couple of years, so it's not really anything significant in there. Of course, we took delivery of the ambulance that y'all provided through the ARPA funds.
You got it?
We did. Yes,
When did y'all get it?
January.
I was thinking it was.
January the 4th or something, it was delivered on January the 4th.
Happy days.
That's, that'll help us tremendously, especially the next few years and for preparing to purchase.
But they give you, y'all kept the other one, so y'all have another backup now?
Yes, sir.
We're good.
And we've actually stocked it.
Y'all have 3 ambulances now, 4?
Back then it was 4 because we kept the old one. And we completely stocked it and we've used 4 ambulances at one time.
Really? Which brings up another thing, and Billy and I talked about it a little bit while ago. You know, we are paying Mahia Ambulance Service to cover work. Now, if they haven't, I mean, if they have enough stuff to do that, then, I mean.
I think the reason we decided at that time was the timing.
Response
As much
time.
as
Yeah,
anything.
response time. It was
Good
response
train
time.
Uh-huh.
It was.
Not that we don't want y'all to do it, but, you know, it's a long way.
I think it's
Well,
something.
Teague is actually
I
closer.
think it's something that we need to talk about next year, because I'm getting Billy, you know, next year, there might be a possibility that they could put an ambulance somewhere in Streeton, if they could get to Wortham as good as they could get to the lake. I mean, it's a long way from here to the lake, correct? You know, and of course, it's closer from here to Wortham than it is here to the lake, but, I mean, it's something we need to look at in the future.
Well, and not wait till the last minute. We're really
Right,
not
right.
wait till the last minute up here, so. But if you'll keep us on track to talk about that, see what we can do.
We're actually a mile closer because.
And we
Well,
we talked about, back whenever we did this, was because Wortham had a nursing home. And I don't remember the total number, but the number was, I'm gonna say 200 and
Twice what they used to.
270 calls, let's just use that, 270, and probably 200 of those were to the nursing home. Okay, so now then the nursing home is gone, and so I'm not sure how many
I'm not.
I was like, well, we can get that from, we really not get that by next year to see,
work on it.
you know, what's going on with that. But this is something for next year. But right now, we're currently paying by $14,000. Okay.
If I'm reading this right, you're not requesting an increase.
No.
I'm not reading it right?
No, you're right.
You're right.
This is the first time
Not yet.
that anybody has ever come.
Well,
I think.
and the reason because of that is because of the purchase of an ambulance
Sure,
system.
sure,
We're not indebted to an ambulance that we're normally indebted to every year.
yeah.
Now, in 3 years, a quarter, 2 years, when we have to start replacing the ambulance, that may come to an increase. But our costs, just our supply costs, we have 20-25% on supplies that have increased. You're talking about food, but medical supplies, all that stuff. You know, fuel we've kind of leveled out on fuel.
Who knows what's gonna happen after the election?
Yeah, and then personnel, we're dealing with the same issues y'all deal with on pay. Being a rural community, it's hard to compete with some urban areas, and we have to stay competitive with them also. So we're doing the exact same thing y'all are talking about as far as pay and everything comes, and trying to draw that fine line where what you can afford and what you can't afford.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate
That's
it.
what we have in the budget, so happy days, look at us.
I have something that we didn't cover.
Okay.
It came up, over at, Butler, the EE Community Center. Right now, we currently pay a monthly bill for Windstream to provide them internet. We have elections there, a voting box there. That internet is really too slow. They have went and purchased some additional security so that when they rent their building out for functions, that they can lock and unlock, you know, with the internet, but it's not working because the internet is not, it's too slow. You know, what they would like to have is us purchase a Starlink system for $750. And then the monthly bill on that will be about $120. So we will, it's cheaper than we're paying now for Windstream. So the monthly bill will go down, but it will cost about $750 up front. But it will be beneficial when we have our vote.
Are we paying $300 a month now?
It's $290 something.
Yeah.
Really?
And it's, like I say, it'd be helpful for the voting, but that $750 pays itself off just with the reduction in the bill. And we do not have to pay for any installation.
They also have some summer programs for kids out there.
Okay.
So, you know, they use it for more than just that.
Oh, yeah, they're just going to do another program coming up, trying to educate the elderly on getting scammed. A lot of scam calls that people are,
I'm
you know,
telling you.
and so he told me that was the next program that they're going to do up there. So,
You're almost afraid to return any call because you don't.
that's right, that's right.
I think that would be a good idea.
Okay, thank you.
Okay?
I think we want to say something about salary.
I just wanted to point out, after the raises and all, we really, really appreciate it. You don't know how much. But after doing that, Tammy is our clerk one, and she's making the same as a deputy clerk. So if y'all can look at that.
If what now, say that?
Tammy, which is clerk one, her salary is the exact same as a deputy clerk that we have. That's been there, I think, full-time a month, almost a month. Their salary is the same.
We'll talk about that next week.
Okay.
You probably don't have the updated one.
Yeah, this is.
Yes,
12.
because we've added the 2,400 and then raised one position, I think was.
Yeah, this is one of the last one.
Okay, we'll look at that whenever, when it's due. Anything else? I'll make these changes.
One more thing. Last year, we talked about our negligence on getting air filters changed and how we shouldn't have to pay an air conditioning company to do that.
Yes,
Noticed.
we have just ordered some new filters, so we have all sizes of filters now.
Okay.
And so I think the timing is what we need, for maybe it's Steve to do it. Do you have any, how often we've talked about that several times.
Yeah. Andy, that's your call.
I didn't mind the house once a month. It's gonna be according to the traffic, it's what filter you have. You got the cheap filter like I got, or you got the one that big twice a year. I don't know what they have.
None of them are cheap anymore, but we don't have the big fancy ones.
I just noticed that, and what made me think about that, when I was over there this morning, federal building, where Dan had been, that air filter on that return bin, increase.
Do you need to change them more in
We
the
can do
summer
that.
or in the winter? I would think the summer. So would you want to change them? Say,
60 to 90 at least.
60 days would be very good.
Yeah, every other month.
as
You know,
early-
it's according to the house and the room, you don't come in here every day. It's not like an office that people in and out all day long.
I mean, it's saving some repair bills down the road too.
I'm gonna say every other month.
Don't say for the pressure, you tell them that.
Yeah. I have one question from somebody, I guess, we didn't talk about the life flight service that we provide our employees, is that gonna stay the same when that contract comes back up? Did we budget for that?
We probably need to talk to our insurance person. We went with them. Their, whatever plan they have. As I remember.
Because it covers regardless which helicopter came.
Right.
We
That's
could
what
be
we
all
did.
out of
You
skin.
could be off.
Yes, and it's still
You got a stake, it'll still cover.
I had a guy ask before we were gonna continue that, and I didn't know if it was built into that insurance bid or not.
I don't know either. I just assumed.
I assume everything stayed the same. When
I
we
did
get
change,
changed,
but we need to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Sure.
I will call and get that information from you.
Okay.
Okay. What else?
Nothing to be covered.
I just ask that we keep in mind, you know, my records clerk and sheriff's admin position starting salaries.
We're gonna have that on the next agenda. We would have had it on this one, but there was so much chaos last time that we didn't get some stuff on the agenda we needed to. But, and we'll try to regroup those. Now, we've already said that you could hire somebody.
Yeah, I put the word out, talking to people, that's not gonna happen for that amount. Not for that job.
How long until,
She's already started taking time off because she's got so much time on the books. But she will for sure be gone by the end of September. So,
Have
I
you
got,
advertised?
no, I have not put it out yet because I've been waiting to hear what it might be to, that way at least they know what they might can expect come October because
what's it at right now?
30.
Will it be more than that? Because that's not $15 an hour.
Well, that's what it is on that scale. It's $30,000.
31.2 is 15.
Because she's been in it so long, we've never adjusted her, the starting salary in that position.
All right, we will be getting our, resumes in through Friday. Do we want to set a date for next week to look at those? Do you want to do it on Monday? We could do it
As long as we do
Monday.
it Monday morning, I've got an appointment.
I don't think it'll take very long. We could wait till Wednesday, that's just 2 more days, but we'll do it Wednesday morning.
Might look at it Monday, maybe make a decision on it.
You say you're on Monday?
Wednesday, yeah, Monday afternoon, 3:30. We could do it like that morning. Monday morning would be good.
Monday morning, 9 o'clock. And it'll be short.
One other thing when I made that motion last time about, I re-thought about it, about the salaries, some of those people have already gotten raised up. We now might need to look at the ones that got raised up, because now we're giving them another $200. And some of them, I mean, I'm just thinking, I mean, that's a lot of money to give somebody else is not gonna get, I mean, someone's gonna get 500, someone will get 200. So, I mean, I'm open to look at that if y'all want to look at it. Because, I mean, there's just some things there that, and we'd have to go individually by, individual person by person to see, because if somebody just got raised from, what was it, bottom 28 to 31?
25.
25 to 30.
And just one person is all that got that bid.
Yes, after the 2,400 was put onto it, there was one person that was still under $15 an hour. And I'll change that to make it $15 an hour.
Okay, is that fair for that person to move up to that, and then the others would add that?
Well, we was talking about, well, that was a touchy part of trying to make it 15 for everybody.
It's just, you know, y'all, whatever y'all think of it, I'm open for.
Well, somebody that got put 215 and still got the additional 2,400, they're making $16.15 an hour now.
But we didn't
No,
do that.
I put the 2,400 on everybody.
And then made it
And
go
if there was
15.
anybody that wasn't making $15 an hour, raise them up to 15.
And that was one person.
Yeah.
So it sounds like what you're talking about's already been tended to.
Yeah, that's right. It's taken care of. Okay.
Now, Monday at 9 o'clock, we'll have the resumes. Do we want to talk to them later, or do we want to look at the resumes first and then say who we
I
want to
think we
talk
look at
to?
the resumes first.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And then see who
This
we
is
talk
on
to.
treasurer.
Yes, treasurer.
How many? Do we know how many we got yet?
They'll be coming in until the end of Friday.
Okay, and till the end of tomorrow, we'll know tomorrow afternoon sometime.
Today's
On
Wednesday, Thursday.
God, I've been messed up, I've been messed up all week.
Friday evening we'll know. All right, anything else? If not, do we have a motion?
Already made it. All right.
Oh, well. Adjourn.